Strive teaches K-12 math through code via live one-on-one online classes. In Strive classes, students code games, art, and visualizations that are aligned to their school math syllabus. In the progress, they're learning the most valuable skill in the 21st century, coding. For example, students would code the game Pong to learn math concepts like vectors and inequalities. So my name is Tamir. I grew up in Johannesburg and studied electrical and computer engineering at the University of Cape Town. I'm a 3x marketplace startup, this one being my third. My first one was Quillo, a secondhand textbook marketplace startup, which grew to be the largest one in South Africa. That's where I really discovered my passion for education. What I noticed through building that marketplace was that half of the textbooks were still covered in plastic. And I asked why, if people are spending so much money, are they not using them? And that really just got me interested in this problem. The second startup was called InSupply, and I worked with the South African presidency to help get PPE to frontline workers during the COVID pandemic.
My name is Pulkit. I graduated from Georgia Tech with my mechanical engineering degree at the age of 20, top of my class. Moved to the Bay Area to work at Palantir in big data analytics. And I just graduated from Stanford with my MBA, and then moved to Singapore to start this education company with Tamir.
Coding is the new literacy. In the 1900s, people needed to learn how to read in order to engage in the economy. It's the exact same thing now in the 21st century for the fourth industrial revolution. People need to know how to code and how to use computers. A conservative estimate says that more than 400 million jobs will be replaced by automation by 2030. If students do not learn how to use computers, we'll be in trouble.
And we want education to be a lot more joyful. At the moment, the way it's delivered, it's so dry. I mean, a student between the ages of 11 to 16 should be smiling and brimming with happiness, but the process of education beats that out of them. So when we're teaching math and coding, we want to bring the joy back into learning.
So those are the two problems we're trying to solve: a disconnected syllabus, and students just don't like math.
There are three main benefits of this approach. First is students just fall in love with mathematics and coding. Because we're building games, art, and visualizations, students show up to class on time, they stay longer, and they emotionally engage with the concepts. Once that happens, the learning happens on its own. The second thing is this increases math grades, and research from UC Davis shows it increases math grades by 33 percentile. Because instead of passively consuming the math information, they're actively engaging with the concepts and utilizing those concepts to build games, arts, and visualizations. The third thing is that the students are learning coding, arguably one of the most important skill sets in the 21st century. In the last 9 months since we've started, we've taught over 500 unique students and sold over 1,000 hours of classes. In the past quarter, we grew by 250% with an average of 60% growth month over month.
Both of us had the privilege of learning a university course through code. So I did signals and systems through code.
And at Stanford, I took quantum computing on code, which was awesome. And at Georgia Tech, I did physics through code.
And I just remember being so excited to actually go to these classes. It became by far my favorite subject, just because I knew I'd be able to create and do this fun stuff instead of the dry way all my other subjects were being taught.
We had a 12-year-old girl come up to us. She hated math and hated code before she started Strive, and she decided to just take one trial class. After about a month of classes, she came back to us saying she loves math, she loves code, to such an extent that she decided to take coding as a subject in high school and might even pursue it in university. Hearing these kinds of messages and responses and reading messages from students saying that they feel empowered after our classes is what gets me out of bed in the morning.
Our long-term vision is to replace math education. The way that math should be taught in schools should be joyful and should actually equip students with the skills that they need for the 21st century. Math is in a really interesting position right now. It's currently the most hated subject at school, but it has the potential to be something truly beautiful. It describes so much of what it is to be human. It describes migration patterns of birds, the shapes of our spirals, why waves crash a particular way. It can be fascinating and life-changing. We know we're in a unique position here to change math fundamentally, to make it a subject students love, empowers them, and actually changes their lives.